As a descendant of Dr. Peter Bryce, it is an honor to serve on the committee which has given this year's Peter Henderson Bryce Award to Abenaki filmmaker Alanis Obomsawin. For over 50 years, she has worked to improve political, social, and economic conditions for Indigenous children. Her advocacy began in the 1960s before she turned her hand to filmmaking. At that time, the river running through the Odanak First Nation was so polluted that children were not allowed to swim in it. Alanis raised funds through concerts, presentations, and donation drives to build a swimming pool for the children of that community. But her biggest impact has been as a filmmaker and documentarian. In 1967, she began her career with the National Film Board, and ever since, she has produced significant and important stories about the health and well-being of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit children. In 1984, Alanis released the film Richard Cardinal, Cry from a Diary of a Métis Child. It tells the story of a boy who committed suicide while in foster care. While this is a film about one child, it tells the story of many Indigenous children who have suffered at the hands of the child welfare system by being shuffled from placement to placement in different communities, usually a long way from their homes. In 1993, she spent 78 days behind the lines of the Mohawk protest at Oka, putting her personal safety at risk to film the protest and produce the landmark documentary Gansatage, 270 Years of Resistance. More recently, Alanis produced Hi-Ho Mistahe, the story of Shannon Kustachin. Shannon is the girl from Attawapiskat who led a children's rights movement to ensure the federal government provide a safe and proper school in her community and other First Nations across Canada. Shannon died tragically in 2010 at the age of 15, but her story lives on through this film. Hi-Ho Mistahe is regularly shown in schools across Canada and has been a key to the success of Shannon's Dream campaign. Alanis is currently working on 2 landmark films on Indigenous children's rights. One is on Jordan's Principle, and the second film is about the landmark human rights case against the government of Canada, which says the underfunding of First Nations child welfare is discriminatory. As her nominator so eloquently put it, Alanis Obomsawin tells the stories we need to hear but wish were not true. Her efforts are echoes of the work done by my great-grandfather, who in 1922 published The Story of a National Crime, a short book which outlined problems within the Department of Indian Affairs. Dr. Bryce described how the Government of Canada was failing to meet its obligations to Indigenous people through penny-pinching and racist policies. Alanis Obomsawin has continued that tradition, and by publicizing the struggles of Indigenous people over many decades, is proven to be a worthy recipient of the Peter Henderson Bryce Award.